Hey everyone, it's been nice. This is Donna Smith with our weekend questions. I have enjoyed myself again, being able to just connect, bond, and come out with some real thought-provoking grown folk topics that we all at one time or another have experienced, will experience, or know someone who has experienced. So on that note, I am going to see you guys back here next weekend. But before I go, let me just share a little spoken word piece with you. Something that's on my mind right now and just kind of let it bounce off and see what you think. And it goes like this. Yeah, she was walking by and she was looking fly. Everything was in place. Body was like poo pop bow bow. Booty was jiggling and shaking. Makeup on hit, lips was shining, flossed, eyes was telling a story. She had the look of a mature, distinctive, well put together diva as she walked on by down the road. In her mind, she was dealing with a whole lot, weights and measures, things that had been pent up, that had been deep down inside. But as she walked, as she bounced, it was like a rhythmic beat. It was like something was playing in the background of her mind that kept her balanced. Looking at her, you didn't see any type of concern or worry. No mind drift trips. No situational battles. Because as she walked and she drifted and she pounced on down the road, she did not blink or wink an eye or wear her worries on her back. She did not leave a trail of whatnots, notes of weights and measures that one could have picked up and read and knew all about her story and glory. No, she kept her head up and she pounced and she walked and she bounced on down the road. And then there he was. He saw her from behind. He saw the jiggle and the wiggle. And he thought, what's really going on with that package? As she walked on down the road. But by him seeing her from behind, see, he wasn't able to really get into her mind. It was all about the drift and the wiggle and the jiggle that was behind her as he watched her waddle and walk on down the road. She felt a presence. She felt a chill. She felt him behind her without even turning around. But she knew at that time he didn't connect with her mind. It was all about her jiggle and her wiggle and her bounce and ounce as she walked and waltzed down the road. So in that moment, she decided to turn around and she looked. And he was so shocked that she turned around and looked because, see, he didn't know that she was even aware of the fact that he was in tune with her jiggle and her walk and her bounce as she waddled on down the road. But she looked at him and they locked eyes. And he said, hello. And she said, what's up? And he said, I don't know. You don't know? He said, no, I don't know. So she turned around and she continued to walk on down the road. And even though he stood there in awe because he wondered why she didn't say more, he wondered why she didn't engage in the conversation that he thought maybe since she stopped and she looked and that she would go there. So he stood there and he watched. And he watched. And then for some reason that wiggle and that jiggle and that wiggle from behind became less and less of a focus to him, because that man right there at that time started to connect with her mind. He started to connect and wonder what's really going on all around her and not that behind. So what he did is he ran behind her, he ran up and he ran around in front of her. And he took his focus off that ass and that jiggle and that wiggle and that waltz. And he looked deep within her eyes. And she said, "What's up?" And he said, "It's all about you, you beautiful queen." And she smiled and he smiled. And she welcomed him to take that walk on down the road as she jiggled and she wiggled from behind. But she felt good knowing that he was all about her mind. And on that note, everybody, I got to go. Lady D's gonna see you next week. I enjoyed you, and I want each and every one of you to be safe. Have a great weekend. Mwah. See you next week.